Morning, everybody. Okay, I was just going to throw this up here again. I kind of went over this in more detail last time I was here, but I just wanted to kind of point out again where all of the wetland projects are around the lake, and remind you again that they are open to the public for walking. There is nice walking paths at the majority of these sites, so let me know if you ever need more information. Good thing is we are working on a website that will have specific information about all these sites. It's under construction right now. GrandLakeTrails.com is what it'll be. Hopefully we can get that live and working here in the next few months. Thanks to Brian Morris, LIA president, who's working on that for us. This is a photo I took this week out at North Shore Green Space, which is at Wright State Lake Campus. This was a project that we just completed. They had to do reseeding on a few areas, which got done this week. Hopefully this one will be up and open to the public sometime this year once we get the good vegetation established. This isn't a great picture, but this is the Rosenbeck Nature Preserve along Fleetfoot Road. That's Coldwater Creek that you see the tree line in the background. And eventually we will get a walking path installed there. There is a little parking area. I also wanted to remind everybody we are having a wetland tour on Saturday, July 19th. We will be starting at the Little Chickasaw boat ramp at this location of our stream restoration and wetlands project at Little Chickasaw Creek. So there should be wildflower bloom peak is what we're hoping to hit, and do some plant identification activities with everybody that attends. Trying to get my bearings. I can't even remember which project this is. Oh, I took this week because I met with a contractor out at the Chickasaw Creek project, and I'm like, oh, I haven't been over to the Gilliland wetland. So this is across the road from the existing Gilliland Nature Preserve. I haven't walked it in a while, and I'll tell you what, that site is going to be gorgeous come wildflower peak season. There is a ton of wildflowers out there that I can see starting to come, so it's a really pretty site. I would encourage everybody to take a short walk out there. The path is it's less than a half mile, so it's a very nice area. As far as new projects go, I mentioned this last time I was here, but the Red Wing Nature Preserve is a go. We bid the project on April 17th, and it has been awarded to VTF Excavation. They were the lowest and most qualified bidder, so they will be starting construction this summer, fall, and hopefully we'll have that open to the public next year. This sits in Auglaize County. You can see the state park right there, adjacent to the existing Red Wing Trail. I also wanted to touch on the toxin data. We get this from the Salina Water Treatment Plant every week, and unfortunately it's starting to creep up like we typically see this time of year. The good news is we still have that nice gap between our historical average and this year's average. So, that's a good thing. Stephen expects the peak to occur here in the next 2 weeks, and then we'll start to see it decline again. The level of this week was 17 parts per billion. I'm also very busy with soil and water projects. We've got a ton of two-stage ditch projects up north in the Lake Erie watershed. This is one that we completed last year. Again, a two-stage ditch is over widening that ditch and reconnecting the floodplain. So we don't just have a straight up, trapezoidal channel here. We've got that base channel for the base flow, and then the water, when we get the higher events, is going to come up and spill over the benches on each side, and then we flatten those side slopes out to a 3-to-1 slope and regrass and get the vegetation established on those ditches. I think we're gonna have one just north of Salina under construction this summer, one up by Mendon, and then we're finishing one way up in the northeast corner of Mercer County this year. So I'm gonna be busy with that. This is another cool project. I wanted to throw it out there because this is actually the first one of these installed in the state of Ohio, to my knowledge. It's called a modified blind inlet. So in areas where we have concentrated flow and somewhat of a pothole in a field, let's say, where that water collects, these are a good practice to filter out the nutrients. So instead of having an open receiver or those yellow or orange risers that you see in a field, this takes the place of that and it filters out those nutrients. So blind inlets have been around for a long time, but the reason these are called modified is we add metal shavings or metal turnings to the gravel, and that metal absorbs the phosphorus and filters it out before it gets down into the tile. This is on a farmer's field, again, in the northern part of the county, and we did it in conjunction with a water and sediment control basin. That's what WASCOB stands for. So that is designed to take that water in that pothole area and slowly release it through over time through the modified blind inlet. So there's a lot of research in Indiana and Iowa, and we're hoping to see this practice take off in Ohio as we move forward. That's all I have today, and I'm happy to take any questions that you might have.